Hello dear students. In this unit second, we can study about the frog embryology. In the last video, we can see what is meant by the gametogenesis, and in that we can see the process of spermatogenesis and the oogenesis. But in this unit second, now we can actually study embryology of a typical animal, and here we can study about the embryology of a frog. So in this unit, we can see in this video what is the structure of a sperm of frog, what is the structure of ovum of a frog, and how the process of fertilization occur in the frog. So let's start with this unit second, which is known as frog embryology. And now in this, now we can start with the first one, which is known as the gametes of frog. So first we can see the structure of a sperm of frog. The sperm is the male gamete and it is produced by the testes. It is a haploid. So we all know what is meant by haploid. Haploid, it is nothing but it is containing only half number of chromosomes. As the gametes are haploid, when two haploid gametes are fused together, there is a formation of a diploid zygote. So that's why the gametes are always haploid. The sperm of frog, it is a microscopic, means if you want to see the structure of that frog, you need microscope. So with the naked eyes, we are not able to see the structure of a frog. And if you see the measurement of this sperm under microscope, it is near about 0.03 millimeter in length. It is a flagellate type of sperm, means it is having such flagella like structure or whip like structure, which help that sperm to move in the water medium or in a liquid medium. So this sperm of a frog, it is having a typical structure of a sperm, that is it is having three parts, that is the head, middle piece and the tail part. If you see the head structure, it is cylindrical and long, and it is formed of the acrosome and the nucleus. The middle acrosome, as we all know that it is formed from the Golgi bodies, and it is helped to dissolve the it help the sperm to penetrate the ovum. So this is an important part of an sperm. So in after that head, there is a part which is known as the middle piece, and this middle piece is somewhat short as compared to the head part and the tail part, and it contains the two centrioles and the mitochondria. As we all know that the mitochondria, it is known as the energy house or the powerhouse. So as the sperms are highly active, the energy which is required by the sperm, it is all this energy is provided by this mitochondria, and that's why it is a highly motile and active part of gametes of a frog. And now last one, which is known as the tail part, which is the longest part in this sperm structure, and it contains again two regions. Mainly it is divided into, which is known as this main piece of that part, and last one which is known as the end piece. So this is a typical structure of a sperm. So if you see under the microscope, you can see such type of photographs. So here we cannot clearly visible all the structure, but if we zoom out this particularly one structure of a sperm, then we can see such type of structure. So now we can see here what is the structure of a second gamete, which is known as the ovum or egg. So the egg, it is nothing but a female gamete, we all know that, and it is called as ovum. It is also haploid. Sperm is haploid as well as ovum is haploid. So where these egg are produced, we have already know that these are produced by the ovary, and it is a non-clidoic egg, means the shell is absent. These are the type of egg where the shell is totally absent, that's why it is known as a non-clidoic. So it is a mesolithical eggs. Depending upon the amount of yolk, the egg are divided into three types, that is the microlithal, mesolithal and the telolithal. So when the yolk contain a moderate amount of yolk, it is known as the mesolithical egg. So this frog egg, it is of mesolithical type, and it is telolithal egg. So telolithal egg, it is a type of egg which is formed by the distribution of the yolk, how the yolk is distributed. So telolithal means here the polarized distribution of yolk is found. So as we know that egg is having two pole, that is the animal pole and the vegetal pole. So when the yolk is concentrated more towards one pole, so it is known as telolithal egg. So in frog also, the egg, it is not having the uniform distribution of yolk, not it is found in the center, but here we can see there is a polarized distribution, means vegetal pole is having more amount of yolk as compared to the animal pole. That's why this type of egg is known as the telolithal. Means the frog egg is mesolithal egg depending upon the amount of yolk, and it is telolithal depending upon the distribution of yolk. The egg of frog, if you see the shape, it is spherical, means it is a rounded, okay, it is circular in shape, and if you see its diameter, it is about 2 millimeter. It is having the diameter 2 millimeter, and it is surrounded by the 3 egg membrane, which is known as the innermost is known as the plasma membrane, middle one which is known as the vitelline membrane, and outer covering which is known as the jelly coat. So this is the outermost covering, it is nothing but the jelly coat which is absorptive and help to hold the eggs together. So the egg cytoplasm, the cytoplasm which is found in the egg, it is known as the ooplasm, and it is having mainly two regions, which is known as the peripheral cortex and the central endoplasm. So this is a single structure of egg, and as we can know that many eggs are shed at a time. So which is so this is known as the spawn. So when the more eggs are shed at a one time and which is hold together by the jelly coat, then that structure is known as the spawn. So this is the structure of spawn where many eggs are hold together by the jelly covering. So now we can see the next one, that this egg or the structure of an egg, when we studied, the cortex contain the two types of granules. So they are the dark brown pigment granule and the cortical granule. So these cortical granules are arranged in a layer close to plasma membrane. We see that this egg is having surrounded by the three membrane, plasma membrane, vitelline membrane and the jelly coat. So these cortical granules are found or arranged near to the layer of plasma membrane, and the endoplasm contain nucleus on one side and numerous white plate-like yolk platelets on the other side. And this egg, if you see the egg of that frog, it is having two distinct color. One side is black in color, means it is looking like a blackish in color. This side is generally known as the animal pole, and the nucleus is situated at this side. The opposite side is yellow in color. This side is called as the vegetal pole. It contains yolk, and due to the yolk, as the yolk is yellowish in color, this vegetal pole is looking like a yellowish in color. And as I already in the last slide I show you that the structure of a spawn, where the many frog eggs are remain stick together forming a spawn, like cluster of eggs. Spawn is nothing but a cluster of eggs which is joined together by the jelly like structure. So this black part which we seen here, it is actually egg, and this is a transparent a jelly like structure which is nothing but this jelly coat, and it is a sticky in nature. That's why the many eggs are hold together. So this is the spawn. So this is all about the structure of this egg. Now we can see the what is the structure of sperm, what is the structure of ovum or egg of a frog. Now we can see how the fertilization process occurs. So in frog, the fertilization is external and occurs in water outside the body of oviparous female. So we know that the animals are broadly divided into two types, oviparous and the viviparous. The animals which are giving directly birth to their young one, these are known as the viviparous animal, and the animals which first lay the eggs, and after the fertilization of that egg and sperm, if there is a formation of a young one which are not giving direct birth to the young one, that animal is known as the oviparous. So frog, it is an oviparous. So the fertilization, this process where the male sperm and the female ovum fuse with each other to form the diploid zygote, which is known as the fertilization process. It is not occur inside the body, but it is occur external, means outside the body, in the water medium. As frog, it is an amphibious animal, but generally the fertilization process occur in the water, because the sperms and that worm, it is shed out in that water medium, and that's why it is an oviparous, it is found in the external medium in the water. It involves the penetration of one complete sperm into an ovum anywhere around the animal hemisphere. So means the acrosome help to penetrate the ovum. So sperm's acrosome help to penetrate that ovum, particularly around the animal hemisphere, because we already see that there are two types of poles are there, animal pole and the vegetal pole. So at the animal pole, the sperm can be penetrate to that ovum. So monospermy, it is the rule of the mesolexical ova of the frog. So what is the meaning of monospermy? Monospermy means single sperm. So only one sperm is successfully fertilized with the ovum. Once one sperm enter inside the ovum of a frog, then there will be no any entry of a latecomer's sperm. Means only one sperm is capable to fertilize with the egg. So this is known as the monospermy. Single sperm, it is fertilized with the frog ovum. So in the act of fertilization, the sperm become attached to the jelly coat. So because it is the outermost layer. So first the sperm attached to the jelly coats, and due to the fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction, it locally dissolve that jelly by the enzyme which is secreted by the acrosome, that lysine enzyme, and which create a passage for that sperm to enter up to the vital and next membrane. So the outermost that is the jelly coat, and after that there is a vital end membrane. So that sperm, when it dissolve that jelly coat, it reach up to the vitelline membrane of the ovum, and as soon as the tip of the acrosome filament of the sperm touches to the ulema of the ovum, there forms a small crater like projection called as the cone of reception, and this cone of reception, through this the sperm is engulfed. So here we can see that once it is come inside, so here there is a this is the vitelline membrane, and there is a formation of cone of reception, and at that end this sperm can be engulfed by this totally ovum. So now when the sperm enter inside the ovum, many events can be occur. So we can see one by one. So first change or first event occur after the entry of a sperm is the lifting of vitelline membrane and rotation of egg. So what happen in this? When the sperm enter in the ovum, it is cause some cortical reactions, due to which what happen, the vitelline membrane is get separated from the egg plasma membrane. So this vitelline membrane and the egg plasma membrane, they get separated from each other, and there is a formation of one space which is known as perivitelline space, and it is found between these two membranes. And once this space is formed, this space is filled with the liquid substance that is released by the exocytosis of cortical granules, and these frees the egg to rotate itself with the respect to gravity, so that the lighter part, which is the darker animal pole, face upward, and the heavy, which is containing the yolk amount, that pale vegetal pole, comes downward. Means egg rotate according to the gravity. Such a rotation of fertilized egg is called rotation of orientation, and this is the first event which is occur after the fertilization. So after the entry of the sperm. So now the next change which is occur in that is the formation of fertilization membrane. These fertilization membrane form only and only when the sperm enter inside the ovum. So the content of the burst cortical granules, so when there is a chemical reaction is occur, the cortical granule burst, and these burst cortical granule adhere, these are stick to the vitelline membrane, making it impermeable for the late coming sperms. So before the entry of the sperm, that vitelline membrane is permeable, but once the sperm is enter inside the due to the chemical reaction, the cortical granule burst, they start to adhere to sticks to the vitelline membrane and making it impermeable. Why it is becoming impermeable? Due to that impermeability, it prevents the entry of next sperm inside the ovum, because already one sperm is enter inside. So one sperm get enter inside the ovum, the vitelline membrane convert into the fertilization membrane, making it impermeable to late coming sperm. So such a transformed vitelline membrane is called as fertilization membrane. So means the vitelline membrane is transferred into the fertilization membrane after the entry of sperm. So here we can see this is first the vitelline membrane. Once the sperm enter inside, what happen? This vitelline membrane is converted into the fertilization membrane, and once the fertilization membrane is formed, it is not possible for another sperm to penetrate the ovum. Now next is what happen again? The second maturation division is now completed. So in oogenesis we can see that after fertilization process, the second maturation divisions can be start. So here also the second maturation division is completed immediately after the fertilization, and as a result the fertilized egg release the second polar body, and the egg pronucleus, the sperm pronucleus. What is pronucleus? Before fertilization, the nucleus found in the egg is known as the pronucleus. So the nucleus present in the egg and present in the sperm and present in the egg, they both are fused together to form the zygotic nucleus, and this process is called as amphimixis. So here is the mixing of nuclear material can be occur from the sperm and from the egg. So the entry of sperm causes another important reaction in the egg cytoplasm, where the black pigment can exhibit active movement. The black pigment which is found in the animal pole, so this start the active movement, and on the one side below the equator a crescent like area appears. It will be grey in color. This area is called grey crescent. So in this figure we can see, so this is the animal pole, this is the vegetal pole. The sperm enter around this animal hemisphere. Once it enter, so near about here one crescent like area which is grey in color, it is formed, which is known as grey crescent. It appears opposite to the point of sperm entry, means if the sperm is enter from this side, the grey crescent is formed opposite side of the sperm entry. So in this will become the anterior side of the future embryo. So this grey crescent in future it will start the or it will convert into the anterior side. This leads to the formation of definite bilateral symmetry in fertilized egg. So unfertilized egg is radially symmetrical. Means you can see the before the fertilization that unfertilized egg, it is radially in any axis. You can cut it into a two identical half or two similar half, but after the fertilization it is converted into a bilateral, means a single plane axis can be convert it or divide that egg embryo into the two equal half. Now next to this we can see again some events are again occurring. There are some fertilization during the process, another events are occurring, that is the sperm when penetrate the egg perpendicular to the cortex. So after penetration the sperms move in the cortex perpendicularly along the radius of the egg. So you can see here this is the animal pole and the sperm is enter perpendicular direction and to the radius of the egg. This path of sperm is marked by the pigment granule, and this path of sperm in the egg cortex is called penetration path. So through this penetration path we can easily see that how the sperm is, in which direction the sperm can be enter inside the egg. After crossing the cortex, the sperm changes its direction and move towards the egg nucleus. This change path is also marked by the pigment granule and it is known as the copulation path. So penetration path is different one and the copulation path is different one. Why it is known as the copulation path? Because now it leads to the copulation, because now it is fused with the egg pronucleus, and that's why that path is known as the copulation path. So in this way, here we can see, dear students, now here we can see the how particularly the process of fertilization occur in the frog, how the structure of the sperm, how the structure of the egg, and what are the different events occur during the fertilization. I hope you can understand this, the process of fertilization, and if there is any query, please write in the comment box. Thank you for careful listening of this video.